I want to know, just you to see and know the level of commitment. Yes, I'm in the car. Yes, I'm pulled over. Yes, well, not like pulled over waiting for somebody to come over here, but technical difficulties. There's no calling out at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when you're all waiting for the locks to drop, right? Like there's no call in the lefty or anything along those lines. We're just going to do everything we can. If I have to generate a hot spot to get you some locks here, I'm going to generate some heat just so you and me and everybody here can pay off exponentially. Now, this is what we're going to do. All right. Everything is the same. Okay. Across the board. Nothing has changed except for the fact that it's shaking a little bit and I'm in the car, not the typical studio. We're still going to hit you with everything, right, including and not limited to the Odd Shopper Premium Tool, of course. Whoops, that's what we want. The Odd Shopper Premium Tool, 70% off your first month. The link's below. It's less than a cup of coffee. Come on. We may even use the tool tonight. Just saying. Couple of player props going to be involved there. I'm going to minimize me so you don't see me moving and shaking and going all crazy, moving, shaking, crazy all around. All right. What I would do, though, is open up with you right now, Baltimore Orioles money line. We're going back to the scene of the crime here. This has been a spot for us that's been a little tricky so far in this series. But, whoops, that's what we want right there. But when you start to look at really this Orioles team, you know what? If you want to just look at the pitching matchup, that's fine too. But I think just what we've seen so far in this series alone has been frustrating for the Orioles, I think, overall, right? Like you just saw this here, and then they get shut out 1-0 on Saturday. All right, so what changes here today? Why are we locking in the Baltimore Orioles where you've got Gray and the Twins still back here against Cole Irvin? 22 to 8 K to walk ratio for Irvin. It's pretty much mitigated with Gray's 24 to 9 K to walk rate. There isn't really a significant pitching advantage. I think ultimately you're just looking at, well, at least for me, you're looking at the Orioles getting a shot now at home, having that slight edge there. And also, I think they just face up a little bit better than Gray, with Gray, pardon me. All right, Marlins, Braves, minus 210. Shop this. I guarantee you that if I went to the Odd Shopper Premium Tool, I could find a better price for the Atlanta Braves. In fact, I have. It's on FanDuel. Minus 190 true odds, minus 184. So the play is locked in with the Braves on the money line, but you know now that you can shop this and get a better number. That's why we give you 70% off the first month so you can do what you need with the tool. Come on. We now know that we can get Atlanta less than a 2-1 lay. We know that we can get them at a number under 200. What are you doing? I don't care what fair value, like what their opponent is. Their fair value against anybody in the league less than 2-1 on the money line at home. And that's exactly what we found. Shop around. But the Braves on the money line at home, are you kidding me? Absolutely. Yeah, there's no like strange matchup here. You've got Strider on the hill. Stop. Don't overthink this. Let's move to the Nationals, Phillies. You're going to get runs for the Nats, okay? We just saw this here where it was a little disappointing for the Phillies. They bounced back and they put up 50 runs. Nobody bounces back harder there. Ranger on the hill. So where are we getting overruns with Ranger Suarez, who has been just absolutely stupendous, versus Trevor Williams? Well, there you go. 17.7% K rate, 277 X batting average, 353 X WOBA. This is not good overall for Trevor Williams. The body of work is stellar for Ranger Suarez. That's why we roll hard with Ranger here, okay? And ultimately, the Phillies are going to put up they don't need to put up 20 runs in order for this to go. I do think Washington does get to the Phillies at some point. but 3 runs from Washington over 9 innings, and this over is going to cash easy. So we stay there over 9. Brewers, Pirates, even split there. I mean, minus the whole thing and all. Brewers, Pirates, sitting at even money, or even money. It's sitting at minus 110 for both sides. Why are we taking Pittsburgh? Is it simply because of Rich Hill? Is it simply because of his ability at times to turn into Superman? Not because of super strength, not because of X-ray vision, or even being bulletproof, but somehow having the ability to turn back time like your buddy Superman and change back to that weekend, as Costanza said. I'm sure I butchered it. Colin Reed, I mean, this guy, under 20, barely, but still under 20 with the K rate. He's there except for when he gets hit, except for mistakes, except for balls that have missed, I guess. It's not pitching to contact, it's mistakes. Hard hit EV, like you are getting crushed for a ball that misses the zone or misses your location. And I think Pittsburgh just has, we even saw Pittsburgh battle back on Saturday night, in that game to where it looked like they were dead and buried. Boston Red Sox, let's move on because the Pittsburgh Pirates will take this game. Rich Hill will continue to turn that clock back. 6 innings strong. Pittsburgh wins it. Red Sox, Blue Jays. All right, now we're into a player prop here. Let's keep this thing to the right. Over 6.5 Ks for Kevin Gausman. All right, now follow me here as I'll show you where we are in this and show you where the numbers look like. Because, again, just looking at this bet, we're talking about 6.5, 7 Ks, right, for Gausman. So you start to look at this. Garrett Whitlock on one side, not really a concern there. The walk rate is fantastic, but everything else is just bad or struggling in that regard. Gausman, 32.7% K rate, all right? Can we get Ks in this Red Sox lineup? Well, you've got guys. The blue is bad, folks. So you're going to see a couple of these guys multiple times over. Even Rafael Devers has strikeouts in him. Just because it's not shaded doesn't mean it's not a great number. So you're only going to see Yoshida, Verdugo. You see these guys a couple of times throughout, but the idea is that you're taking advantage of spots and K spots in there. And that's why we like a guy like Gausman to go over 6.5. Once again, I would strongly suggest that you shop this play. In fact, Kevin Gausman, don't you worry about that under 7, all right? I'm more worried about the over. The over there, all right? I'm telling you, Gausman over is the play. That was the one that we found earlier, and that's the plus EV play that we're sticking with. Well, look at that. Jason Hayward's in the house. But we like 7 based off that rate. Under 9.5, Dodgers, Royals. All right, we saw runs in this game. And we saw a disappointing Dodgers loss, of course, on the road. What changes with this matchup? Why would we go from a team in Kansas City who was able to get to Julio Urias and say, all right, well, now with Gonsolin and Brady Singer, this changes. Singer's numbers are not fantastic. Gonsolin is not giving up strikeouts. He's not gaining them, but he's not giving up walks. Not a lot, at least. The pitching matchup is aside here, I think. It's secondary. The big thing, 2 things. Julio Urias comes back from an absence and faced a really favorable matchup specifically with this Royals team, but blew it. Like, Urias just shit his freaking pants, and it was awful. And if you were on the Dodgers, it sucked because there was no excuse for that. The other side of this is, how the hell do you not hit Daniel Lynch when you have been owning that side and you have, as the Dodgers, have been consistently mashing guys like Lynch? Like, I don't get that at all. So what changes? Where is the anomaly? The anomaly is in the first inning. You're not going to see a 5-inning first from Kansas City and expect some monster total here. Gonsolin's going to limit some runs. Brady Singer, to his credit, is going to limit some runs. Yankees, Cardinals, we keep it moving. This is an alt spread. Shout out to my guy Harambe on the Discord. He is the alt spread king. Has been crushing some of these. You know it's a good thing going when you have these in a parlay, like one alt spread and everything else is norm, and those bust and you're still hitting your alts. 2-1 payout for the Yankees to just open this thing up. That's really what we're looking at. More so than anything else for the Yankees. Revenge, I would think. You come off the doubleheader, and now you have Garrett Cole on the mound. So Jordan Montgomery could be an X factor in this. Not giving up blasts. Ball isn't just barreling off. But 253 X batting average, the 313 X WOBA. And to be fair, Cole is sitting there, 243, 312. So there is a subtle, he's basically got the same X WOBA. The K rate's a little higher. The walk rate's similar. I get it. But Cole also has some stuff. Montgomery, unfortunately for him, is going to have to pitch to some contact. He's going to have to get in out of a jam, and that's going to undo him. Guardians, Cubs. We'll keep it moving. Cubs minus 105. That's our play. That is our play. You talking about bounce back, revenge, whatever that was from Saturday night. I think the bigger part was maybe it's the delay. I don't know what it was. But Chicago just could not get off. Start that game. It was ugly. It was an insult. Anybody that was there was just smacked in the face. Jameson Taillon. This guy has been getting hit and lit. I like that. Can we use that? Actually, I guess, I don't know. There's some people in the back. I'm trying to get this thing here, but they're going to wait. Aaron Savali, what could you take from him? He's not getting hammered. Jameson Taillon is just not pitching well, or at least the body of work this year. I don't know if you want to look at small stretch or a small side. The overall complete body of work of Jameson Taillon would indicate here that his team is going to need to provide some offense. And I think they can, because Savali is so just mediocre and struggles in some areas that favor, like limiting strikeouts. Savali's not striking out anybody really consistently. That's great news for guys like Trey Mancini, Ian Happ, Suzuki. It's great news. Even Swanson, a guy like that. So I think for me, the better play here would just be to take the Cubs, pushing offense in this game, pushing runs at home, bouncing back from that ugly delay, and turning some base hits around into some runs. Rangers. Now, we found some really good value in this pitching matchup with the Texas Rangers, specifically in this game, not just taking them to win. Inside the game, you've got Dubin versus Heaney. And maybe for Sean Dubin, there is this belief and this hope and tangible as it looked that he's going to do something special. I don't know. Maybe it's just stretching him out, and I shouldn't jump to some rash conclusion about getting him more starts. But that like sense of unknown, or whatever you want to call it there, doesn't necessarily help him nor his teammates here. In fact, you're going up against a pretty seasoned team, a pretty strong team. We talked about these two, the same thing again with these lineups. It's just ridiculous. The slugging that you're getting, the ex-WOBA that you're getting from Seager, Garcia. It's just ridiculous. One after another. That doesn't bode well for a guy who's still stretching out. Andrew Heaney has arrived, and that's probably what we're going to get, maybe a little bit better with the K rate, and you'd like to see that walk rate drop into single digits. My God, it's at 10, but outside of that, This is first 5 written all over it. This is a first 5 play in a long time. I don't know why. I don't know what's been taking us so long, but yeah, we're going to go Rangers first 5. In fact, let's keep it moving. Let's do it. Why would you hesitate when you just applied that logic? Why would you hesitate on the other side here? Because now Manning versus Seabold, Connor Seabold's got a shot, as they like to say. Matt Manning is in a spot much like Dubin, not stretched out yet. Unlike Dubin, what we've seen from Matt Manning, not great. Not fantastic. Connor Seabold, you kind of know what you're getting there, but at home, not a ridiculously bad matchup because it's Detroit, right? And there's nothing guaranteed for Detroit's offense. In fact, the only thing that really is guaranteed with the shifting and moving of guys because of health and just being bad, the only thing that really is guaranteed are strikeouts. That actually does help a guy like Connor Seabold. Just think at home with Seabold going up against a team that will readily strike out. That benefits Colorado. This could be looked at as a split, could be looked at as a 50-50, what have you. But I think, again, this is about taking a team in the first 5 with the more seasoned or just flat out better pitcher right now. And that's exactly what we did. Rays, Mariners. Okay. Luis Castillo, this was up here, and it is. Now it's at DraftKings. This has moved around. The number has changed. It's shifted. Now it's draft. Under 7.5. The true odds are minus 105. Look at this. It's minus 120 on BetMGM. Shop. Play this bet and shop it. In fact, since I have the tool in front of me, I've already shopped it for you. Okay? And you can see everything else on the tool too. I'm giving you a sneak preview behind the scenes. Luis Castillo, that's why we play it. That's why I give it out. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what he's done over the last month. It doesn't matter what he did in his last start. It doesn't matter that he's faced 15 guys on this team for 10 years. He's not been in the league that long. I get it. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. None of it matters. You know why? Because we're just beating the market. This is the market-based approach play of the night. Sunday Night Baseball, how we end, nearly how we came in yesterday. I hate this game. More so from like a betting standpoint. I don't like the Mets. I make no bones about it. The Mets just, they bother me. The Giants, there's something about Gabe Kapler. The fact that I know, based on his time here in Philadelphia, that he used to eat ice cream and then spit it out after he tasted it. I'll never forgive him for that, ever. Nor should you. So they're a little, give and take here. Ross Stripling doesn't do anything well except not walk people. That's it. That's all he does well, is not walk people. Everything else is a disgrace. He's just not good. Ross Stripling is probably going to come out and pitch really well because everybody in the world expects him to get hammered. And that's just how things are. Well, what kind of strategy is that? You don't need it. You don't need that type of strategy. You just need to look at the fact of just how shit works. How have you been betting? How has baseball been working for you? Well, the Dodgers have been just outstanding. They've won all these games. The Kansas City Royals are just absolutely terrible. Daniel Lynch is one of the worst. He should get lit up. The Dodgers should just destroy Lynch. Urias facing a team like the Royals. Yeah. That's this week. That's this month. Come on. We had the Oakland A's, and so did Lindy, and so did everybody. A lot of smart people, and I don't consider myself smart. A lot of smart people had the Oakland A's the night in which Domingo Germán went for a freaking perfect game. So, yeah, Ross Stripling is going to pitch much better than his numbers indicate. David Peterson, This just is not a great. We've had Peterson on this show before. You got a guy or two with Ks, but like Blake Sable and maybe Brandon Crawford are the lone guys that their K rate really hurts them because they're not doing anything else right. Who cares that JD Davis Ks 27% of the time when he's got a 363 xWOBA? He's hitting 275. He's walking. He's crushing the ball. Like, who gives a shit? No. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants. And get the hell out of here, will you? Tell them Large Marge sent you. How many times do I need to show you the tool? Let you work with the tool before you jump in. Come on. Now, on your way out, all right? I want you to see this here. Because when you sign up at BetMGM and you're not on BetMGM, I don't get it. I don't know why, but you're not on BetMGM. I don't understand it. Why am I putting $1,000 in to win over 5?